So I actually want to ask you something is what is the best professor you've ever had and why did they make a difference on your life? And if you could leave comments below, I would very much appreciate that in terms of, just give some credit to people that are doing really interesting things in your life. And it's something, and the reason why I want to do this is you just don't normally hear about this kind of stuff. You do hear about it, but it's not as much as you think. So you might end up teaching, I've taught, I think I added it up the other day, like 3,000 students or something like that over my lifetime so far. And I can count on the number of ones that sort of have interacted with me was maybe about a dozen at this point, like after the fact. And so you teach a lot of students and you don't really get sort of a sense. Maybe I screwed up the rest of them, and probably that's a good thing that I screwed them all up and they're going to do some really wacky things. But, I just want to hear about this. And so I kind of want to tell you a little bit about mine. So, there's a lot and I don't want to go there. So first of all, I'm Professor de Massac. I'm Associate Professor of Innovation Strategy and Entrepreneurship. And I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I want to pay the favor for to help you out. So I actually wanted to talk about, that the number of professors and teachers that have affected me. It's literally every single one that I have learned something from them that I have gone through life, and I kind of reflect on it. I'm like, oh man, that's what they were talking about. So I think that is important to remember. It's important to remember that there's not a single one that is like the one that sort of changes your life for most people. It doesn't really work like that. You have to sort of think about the ones that, all of them all together, and that's how you sort of build knowledge. But, here's ones that I just kind of can sort of reflect upon and remember a little bit. There's at the University of Waterloo I was in chemical engineering, Mark Pritzker and Thomas Duever, who's not there at the University of Waterloo anymore. They were just really interesting professors, and they really were engaging with life. I actually did an undergraduate research assistantship with Thomas Duever, and I think about like how amazing that actually was for him to allow me to do that. This like undergrad, you don't do much as an undergrad, and so I created this sort of little simulation, chemical simulation based on polymers, and that was really fun. I learned how to do that, spent some time doing it, and so it was really cool for him to do that. There's a chemistry prof that I can't remember, and he wasn't quite a prof just yet. I think he was doing research, but he taught organic chem, and I can't remember him. He was just like, it clicked really well, and I just can't remember it. So there's another person too that I started taking later on, and it was Larry Smith, who's an economist at the school, and a lot of people know who that is. But he really just resonated with how he was just very, very engaging. So I sort of try to mimic him sometimes in terms of when I'm speaking, because he was just so engaging with what he was doing, just like an incredible storyteller. Then there is, towards when I was getting my PhD, there was, or my master's, actually, McNaughton, my master's supervisor, was just a very gentle, kind person that was there and helped me out, and was just, was always there in terms of helping out, and he still is. So I just wanted to say kudos to him. And then during my PhD, the number of people that interacted with me was a lot smaller. But, the people that sort of gave a lot, most of the strategy faculty that are at the IB Business School, in particular, I remember Tima Bansal and Glenn Rowe's lectures or courses that we took. They're less lecture-y and more of a discussion. They were really great in terms of people. But also my supervisors that I interacted with on a regular basis, Oana and Claus and Mark, so Oana Branzei, Claus Rerup, and Mark Zbaracki. Like there is all three of them taught me so many different kinds of lessons, and I think it was really like rich for me to get that. They have different styles and different personalities, very much in terms of how they deal with things and process things, and I just learned a lot, and how to deal with different sort of aspects of my life from them. And sometimes I was probably like an ass. And I probably could go back, and if I could do things differently, I probably would want to. But at the same time, that's part of life as well. So, coming up with these names is so incredibly difficult. And, thinking, and the problem is I was like, there is a lot of people that did help out. And if I could sort of list them all, it would probably be every single one. I'm not. Because they sort of taught me different lessons, different points of my life. And so you have to be really, I was more thinking about who invested a lot in my life, and sort of did more than what they probably should. And you should really think about that in terms of what they're doing, is that it is a career, but at the same time, people invest in you, and that's important. That's really, really important to think about in terms of people just doing a great job in terms of what they're doing. So if there are professors that you want to recognize, make sure you leave comments below, because this stuff has like a long time history, right? This video will be up forever. Hopefully as long as YouTube is around, and then you can leave comments and just say thank you, because I think it's actually a really nice thing to do. So that give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.